This video is about the single smallest thing in the universe that will make a greater change in your productivity than any other thing. What is that? That is attitude. You know it, I know it, the universe knows it. Every one of you in this room has been influenced before by somebody's powerful, charismatic, believable, conviction-built attitude. This session is about your energetic decision to be an attitude. What attitude is not, how everyone wants to have a good attitude, but what keeps them from having that, and maybe about the other side of the attitude. It's about some words and phrases you can use to keep you positive with the customer. It's about the value of your attitude. It's about the negative side of the negative attitude. It's about making decisions, okay? So tune into this session. Take this very, very seriously, because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I know today I have more control over my attitude than I ever thought I did. I do. I have the ability to decide when I'm going to go and when I'm not. And I'm going to also tell you this. Just because I can have a strong, powerful attitude doesn't mean I don't have other things going on in my life. I can still be authentic. I could still have sadness or grief or anger and still have a powerful attitude. In reality, the buyer, the consumer that you wait on, deserves nothing less than a great attitude from you. So let's talk about what an attitude is. Because sometimes it's a very nebulous word we use. Yeah, it's attitude, your good attitude or bad attitude, okay? Attitude is a decision. And the misnomer out there is that attitude is a feeling. Feelings are not an attitude. An attitude is the decision I make. Every day, every part of a day, each minute, every hour, every customer you wait on, you have a decision. Hey, what's my attitude going to be like with this customer? You know, one of the things I like to do is I ask myself on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being great, on a scale from 1 to 10, where am I at right now? You know, and the next thing I ask myself is this: what does the customer deserve right now? Does the customer deserve anything less than a 10? I say at $50,000 a car, they deserve a very strong attitude, okay? How do you get there? Okay, remember, there's an immediate and direct relationship between your attitude and your productivity. There's a direct and immediate relationship between my attitude and my productivity. There's a direct relationship between my attitude and my relationship with other people. If you're having trouble with the desk, you're having trouble with F&I, you're having trouble with the used car manager, if you're having trouble with people in service or parts, bank on it. It's your attitude. It's how you're treating people, okay? So get conscious. Attitude's not a feeling, it's a decision. Many people walk around every day unconscious about their attitude. They walk around almost victimized by their state, how they feel. I have total control over my state. I get to decide how I'm going to feel. That doesn't discount all the other stuff I need to maybe feel in my life. But I also need to decide, you know, when I'm moving into a greeting of a customer or into the close, or I'm getting ready to present $8,000 and they owe 12, I need to be able to control my state. When I go and do a demonstration presentation, I need a strong attitude. I don't need to carry all my baggage around with me. Everybody watching this today has had things in their life that, you know, number one, you don't like. Maybe number two is a bad experience. Number three, you know what? Maybe your parents didn't treat you just the way you'd want to. You know what? It don't matter. It doesn't matter right now. You're getting ready to go wait on a customer that's coming into a dealership looking for a professional. How you were treated in your past don't matter right now. What matters is your attitude, okay? How you were treated last night on a car deal, it don't matter. What the weather's like, okay? How you're feeling, how you feel today, it don't really matter, okay? Because the customer deserves 100% and they deserve it from you, and the truth is you got it to give. All you got to do is stretch. I love it. I love stretching out there. I say, man, I'm going to get up for these people. I'm going to go someplace I'm not at. I'm going to change my state. I'm going to get into some energy these people deserve. You know that it influences people. I watched a man buy a Trans Am from me, and I know that man never bought the car. The man bought my attitude. He bought my attitude. I think the guy was thinking this, man, because I drove a Trans Am at the time, and he's thinking, hey, man, if I drive a Trans Am, I wonder if I'm going to be as happy as this guy. Because the environment I created with me was a bunch of happy people. A bunch of positive people, upbeat people. See, everyone wants a good attitude. I know you want a good attitude. How do you act like you're positive when you're not? Well, the first thing that I think you need to do is start looking at people that are positive. How do they act? How do they walk? How do they carry themselves? I can learn a lot by that. Because I'm going to tell you, physically, the body physically carries attitude with it. I didn't plan on talking about all this, but I want to tell you, what you eat and how much you exercise has something to do with your attitude. I remember I used to eat Reuben sandwiches. I tell this story. I used to eat Reuben sandwiches every day at noon. And you know what? Between 1 o'clock and 2:30, I was dead, flat out, done, wasted, toast, history. I couldn't do a demo on a $2,700 car, much less a $57,000 automobile. Couldn't do it because I didn't have the juice, man. I didn't have the passion, you know? And the reason why is because I was eating the wrong foods and I wasn't exercising enough. You know, do you exercise? I don't know if you do or not, but I guarantee it'll affect your attitude. You know, I used to think, man, I'm tired. I'm always tired, you know. I said, how can I exercise when I'm tired? Truth is, if you exercise, you'll have more energy when you're done. When I get through with this today, I probably ought to go run. Because if I do, I'll break the energy up. I'll break that tired, you know, bad feeling up. I'll break it up because I get physically moving. I tend to move a lot anyway, so I know this. When I move, I find other people starting to, you know, their energy comes in. They start getting involved. They start getting excited. So a couple things you can do. Quit eating meat during the day. Heavy meats are killing your attitude during the day. Start exercising either in the morning or in the evening, all right? Third thing you could do is start, you know, surrounding yourself with positive people. We'll talk about some more things you can do. Here's the hard one to do. Here's the real hard one, okay? This helped me a lot. I heard about a man from some other work I did, not work where I was doing work, but some other things I'm involved in. And this man's name is Carl Jung, and Carl Jung is a psychotherapist. And Carl Jung, about 60 years ago, labeled shadow as the repressed side of the human psyche. See, you have a shadow. In fact, you have multiple shadows. I have literally dozens and dozens of shadows. Parts of me I don't know about yet. Repressed sides of me. This automobile industry that you work in has a phenomenal shadow. Incredible shadows. Now, I don't want to talk about the car business just for a second. I want to talk about you as a human being, not as a salesperson. Let's talk about some of the shadow, repressed negativity of the human being that you are in the car business, okay? Here's one. I will give you one right now. I'm just a salesperson. You've heard yourself say that before. People have asked you, what do you do for a living? I'm just a salesperson, okay? You've said this before. You know, I wasn't prepared. I'm not prepared. I'm not ready for this event. You've said this before. I don't have time to train, you know. You've said this before. I'm tired. I don't feel good, you know. I'm not lucky, you know. I need this deal. These are all shadow things. You don't need the deal. You want the deal, okay? I'd rather operate out of want than need any day of the week. I don't have time to train. You know, training doesn't work. It doesn't really pay off, you know. My manager this, okay? My wife this. My husband this. The kids this. The weather's bad. You know, these people showed up at lunch. These are all things we say to people. I'm not worth it. I don't deserve it. I can't do it. These are shadow things. I'm going to tell you something. Before you can have a great attitude, you need to understand and learn something about the dark side of you. Okay? Because if you don't know about the repressed side of you, you're going to be split off. There's going to be this positive part and there's going to be this other part tugging at you all the time. So learn about the attitude. Now, let's talk about the salesperson's shadow. You know, what are the things you hear in your dealerships? They can't buy, they won't buy, they're upside down, they're bad credit, buyers are liars, they won't buy a car because they're a mooch, okay, whatever you hear, okay? What do you say to yourself every day? What do you say to yourself? And what do you see when you walk out there and wait on people? What you see and what you say creates an attitude. What you see and what you say creates an attitude, okay? I'm going to tell you something. Here's a great definition. Human beings have the ability, unlike animals, have the ability. We differ from ourselves from other animals because we have the ability to create our reality. And my reality is as I perceive it. You have the ability to create your reality. What you see here in your head is what you will see as your exterior. It's always like that, okay? I walk into a party, I say, man, I don't like that guy. You know what? I'm right. You walk in and say, that's a wonderful guy. You're right too. We're both right. Are we not? I decide today's going to be a crummy day. I guarantee you I'll be right. Would you agree with that? I walk in and say, that guy's going to lie to me. You know, all these buyers are liars. I guarantee you I'll make the buyer lie to me just so I can be right. You know why? Because your need to be right is greater than your need for any reality. Because the truth is you're going to create reality as you perceive it in your head. So what do you put here? What do you say to yourself every day? Okay, there's a great book. What do you say when you say when you talk to yourself? If you call my office and I'll give you the author's name. It's not me, and it's a great book about self-talk, affirmation. Okay, so what do you say to yourself on a daily basis, in your own head, your private little thoughts. And number 2 is, what do you see out there? And what do you affirm to other people that you see? Number 3, who do you hang out with? You know, what are they telling you? What are they telling you about the car business? What are they telling you about what they see out there? Okay, I'm telling you, I'm going to leave the disease alone. You know, there's enough disease. I don't need to invite it into my life. If you're not moving, if you're not selling cars, if you're not healthy and positive, taking care of yourself, okay, I'm not hanging with you. I know that seems a little harsh, but I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to hang with people that have a good marriage, not people where their marriage doesn't work. I'm going to hang with people that are productive, not people that aren't productive. I'm going to hang around people that are taking care of themselves. I'm going to hang around successful business people, not unsuccessful people. Okay? And that doesn't mean I'm not there to help people. I'm there to help people, but you know what? I need something from people. I get something from every environment I'm in. Would you agree that people become their environment? I hang around drug addicts, I become a drug addict. I certainly become influenced by them. Okay? I hang around successful business people. Let's say I come from money. I don't. But let's just say I came from money. You know what? Money comes easy to people that come from money. It's not a big issue for them. They've been around money all their life. They unconsciously affirm money every day. Their attitude about money is, man, there's plenty of money. You know, my attitude about money is, golly, I got to really work hard for it. That's my affirmation. That's my belief. That's what I create. Okay? So, let's talk about great attitude people. Because if you want to learn about a great attitude, watch people with great attitudes. Okay? What do they do? What do they say? Okay? What are their traits? What is the traits of a great attitude person? Is that person insincere? You know, my wife says, that person, his attitude's too good. She doesn't trust a good attitude. People that are enthusiastic, positive, she doesn't trust them. I don't know why she doesn't. But you know what? I do trust this. I trust that I'd rather have a good attitude than a bad attitude. That's what I always tell my wife. I said, well, you know what, honey? I tell you what, I'd rather have a good attitude than a bad attitude. That I trust, and that guy looks happy to me. He doesn't look sincere or authentic to you, but I tell you what, he looks happy to me. The guy's making money, and the guy's successful in his life. He's got a good marriage. And I said, you know what? Who am I to judge anyway? All right? I need to make some decisions about who I hang with. I need to make some decisions about who my role models are. There's too few of us that have too few role models, or too many of us have too few role models, okay? You'll notice the number one trait about a good attitude person is these people know how to smile, man. They know how to smile all the time. I remember I used to say, I couldn't smile. It just wasn't natural for me. And I started writing down every day, I enjoy smiling. Smiling comes natural to me. Smiling is easy for me. You know what happened one day? I mean, you may not believe in this, but I'm going to tell you, one day I started smiling at people. Number 2, number 2 trait of a great attitude person, number 2 trait is these people are no problem people. You'll go to third world countries and meet people like this all the time. You go down there, they want to be of service so much in a third world country. They're so hungry there. They're so excited about the possibility of the opportunity that they tell you what? No problem, no problem, no problem, no problem, man. Whatever you want, you telling me I'll have it happen for you. No problemo, huh? See, those people have great attitudes, and you know it. That's happened to you. You've been down there, and those people influence your attitude. You started joking and jiving and jicking with the guy. Next thing you know, you're buying something from him. You started buying something from him you don't even need. You live in Texas, and you buy a Mexican blanket, and there's something wrong with you. Right? Something crazy about that process. You know why you did it? You were influenced by that person's attitude. It works. So 2 traits. They smile. They love to smile. They know how to smile, and they know how to get other people to smile. Smile is contagious. And number 2 is there no problem people. They don't have problems. No problem. Be happy to. Okay? Third thing these people do is they have a positive vocabulary. They don't say I can't. They don't say I won't. They don't say that can't happen. These people are positive. Oh, no problem. Done. Handled. Be happy to. You know, wonderful. That'll work. They have positive, very powerful attitudes. See, because a lot of people out there believe that what I say, what I read, what I think influences my attitude. I need to be careful what I'm saying to people. Would you agree that if I continue to say, I'm no good, I'm no good, I'm no good, I'm no good, that I won't be any good? You see this happen to animals all the time. Take a young puppy, okay? Beat the puppy every day, beat him every day. Sooner or later, the puppy's going to cower as soon as you walk to him. You're going to go love the puppy. For the first time, you're going to pet him, love him, stroke him. You know what? He's going to cower down and run. He's been conditioned. You condition yourself like this every day. I had a gentleman tell me once, he said, I don't believe in all that self-talk stuff. I said, you know what? I hear you, man, and I understand. But let me ask you something. If you tell yourself no good, you're no good, you're no good, the weather's terrible, I hate the weather, I hate business, I'm a failure, you think that works? He said, yeah, I just don't believe in the positive stuff. The positive stuff ain't going to change my life. I said, well, you just said the negative stuff does. I'm going to tell you something. It works. What you say here to yourself and what you say to other people affects your attitude, okay? If I eat foods that are healthy, they affect my state of being. If I exercise, they affect my state of being. If I have positive self-talk and positive verbal talk, I walk up to a manager. You want to see something powerful? Walk up to a manager. You want respect from your manager? Walk up and say, hey, boss, see those people in my office? They're done. I guarantee I'll deliver them a car. In fact, I tell you what, I'll bet you $20 on the side to deliver him, and it'll only take me 14 minutes, you in or out. I guarantee it'll change that manager's attitude. Hell, his pupils will die. We got one. Go get him, baby. Get him. Okay? He might even forget about some of the things he typically wants. Okay? People with great attitudes have a plan. They have a plan. They know what they're going to do when they get to work. They know what they're going to do the week. They know what they're going to get done in that month. They have big plans in their life. They have goals. These people see things. These people don't just have plans and goals. These people see outcomes, okay? Let me tell you, I know the next house I'm going to buy. I know the next car I'll drive. I know how much money I want in my life. I know how much success I think I can handle, okay? I know what my marriage needs to look like. I know what I want it to look like. Okay, let me change that word. Not what I need it to look like, but what I want it to look like. I know what my friends want to look like in my hobbies. I know what I want them to look like. Do you know? Do you know what you want your marriage to look like? Your money, your bank account? Do you know what you want your friends to look like? Your hobbies? Do you know? Because if you don't, hey, I don't. I can only handle what I want. I tell you what, those outcomes will give you something to live for, give you something to smile for, give you something to hope for. Another thing I want to talk about, and I learned this in a program that talks about gratitude a lot. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I kind of leave that a little mystery there. But you know what? People in this country aren't grateful enough. I suffer from that still today. I'm not grateful enough. I'm not grateful for what I do have. I'm so focused on what I don't have. You know, I'm not grateful for what I do have. I stand here today, you know, and I say, wow, man, I got great health today. I got great opportunity. What do you have? What do you have to be grateful for? I hear people complaining all the time. I don't hear people very often, you know, making other people feel good. You know what you guys do in the car business? You know what all of us do in the car business? Here we are. We're in a business. I mean, you want to shift your attitude a second? Okay, you got about $20 million worth of products within about 50 feet of you. Okay, it doesn't cost you one dime to be at the dealership. Not one dime, right? You could make $6,000, $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 this month. That could happen. You know it. Okay. I don't care if there's 10 days left in the month. You guys could make $4,000 or $5,000. All of you have had that experience. You came on real strong the last 10 days of the month and had a huge month. The first 10 days you made $4,000. Okay. I don't know what happens. I think something happens mysterious in the universe. Your attitude shifts. You need to be grateful. You're alive today. You got a great opportunity. You got products that you don't pay for. You sell them and you make a commission and people come to you. Dealer spends the money on advertising, gets people into the dealership, and you got managers, coaches around you to support you and help you. You got a used car manager, doesn't always put enough money in the car, but you know what? Maybe he put too much money in the last one. I don't know, you know? Shift your attitude, be grateful. People with great attitudes all have the next trait in common. These people take action, man. They take action in a big way, okay? They don't think about doing things. They take action. They don't sit at the board meetings and come up with plans. They hate, in fact, being at those board meetings. Those people despise coming up with all these theories and ideas and never, ever spend the time to take action. Say, I'm an action person. I like to take action. I say, look, well, let's quit planning. Let's do something now. I remember about 2 years ago, I wanted to learn to surf, and I had a guy look at me and says, man, the last 3 times I've been with you, you talk about surfing. Now, let's go get the board. And I was like, hey, let's go get it. And I went into pure fear. The truth is, I'd rather be scared and go do it than sit on the sidelines and watch everybody else having fun. What about you? So ask yourself right now, what do you need to take action with? What's incomplete in your life that you hadn't taken action with? Because your incompletes drag you back. They create a lack of confidence. What one thing, pick one thing that you haven't finished in your life, you haven't taken action with, that you've been putting off for a while, and get it done today. And I guarantee you to change your attitude. I guarantee you when it's done, you'll feel great about yourself. Next trait. People with great attitudes are committed to passion. They're committed to living fully. These people want the full 100% bliss out of life. You know? Do you live your life with passion? I don't know what that means. I just know when I'm doing it, you know. I know there's things I don't do I need to do. I need to go do them 100%. A man told me once, a man that studied Eastern philosophy warriors, warriors being people, male and female, warrior being people that could get the task done. 1,000 years ago, warriors were the most desired people in a civilization because they were well respected. And this man told me once, he said, Grant, you know, I've studied warriors for years. And warriors, they do 3 things. 4 things, actually. Number 1, they suit up and show up. Number 2, the warrior shows up at 100%. Number 3, warriors operate with integrity and they tell the truth. 4th thing, this is the one I needed. 4th thing is the warrior does not anticipate the outcome. The warrior accepts what happens as the result of the action. So do you show up? Do you show up, suit up and show up? Do you show up 100% and give it full 100% passion and conviction? Buyer drives up and only has 10 minutes. Another guy's got 4 hours. You're going to give them both the same energy? Because you need to. You might need to give the guy with 10 minutes more energy than the guy with 4 hours. One guy's upside down, one guy has equity in his car. I need to give them both my passion, my 100%. I need to give them everything. You're going to be waiting on people today, and you're going to have the opportunity to go to 100%. If you do, I guarantee you'll feel better about yourself when you're done. People with great attitudes also have this other trait, and you're going to hate it, but they arrive early. They show up early and they stay late. These people get there early. I heard about a friend of mine, Bob Moore, who works with me quite a bit, and I work with him quite a bit. Bob Moore told me about this sales manager that just got, promoted to his own dealership. He says, that guy got his own dealership because he met with the dealer early. He stayed around the winters, and he got there early, and he showed up, and he stayed late, and he did what it took. He did what it took when he didn't have to. Okay? Do you show up early? Or do you drag in at the last minute? Change your attitude. Take the next 7 days, and show up early. Get there before anybody else, and I guarantee you'll feel better about yourself. And the shadow says, yeah, but you'll be tired. Yeah, so what? You'll be tired. What are you going to get from a nap? Okay? What are you going to get from a nap? You're going to get a little rest out of it. What else? Most of us sleep too much anyway. Okay? Another thing people with great attitudes do is these people ask for help. They know how to go to people and say, I need some help, man. They know how to surround themselves with people that can support them and help them. Like, I go to a group of men every time I'm home. I go to a group of men and I get help from those men. I ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. My parents didn't ask for help. That's what was wrong with their life. That generation didn't ask for help like they should have. I ask for help today because it helps me. It gives me the sense that I have some support around me. I go to the used car manager. I go to the new car manager. I ask the F&I manager for help. But you know what? The guy he saw me show up early. So you know what? I end up getting help. He sees me smiling all the time, so I get help. I'm the guy that's no problem. I'll be happy to. I'll get you whatever you want. I'll do it for you, boss. So what happens? Okay, I get help from these guys. I live passionately, fully. I go for it. We need another $1,200 on a car deal? I'm going to go ask for it. So what does a used car manager, a new car manager, and F&I manager do when I need help? You know what? They give it to me. They give me what I need. They see me arriving early. They see me taking action. They don't see me victimizing myself. They don't see me making excuses. Let me tell you the last thing that I believe that great attitude people do. And I believe this is a powerful, powerful technique. It's also one of the golden rules. People with great attitudes pay attention to everybody. They take the time to pay attention to everybody. To the guy on the lot that's cleaning the cars, to the service manager, to the parts department, to the customer that's walking around working with some other customer. They pay attention to people. They help people. The golden rule is help enough people and you'll take care of yourself. I need to learn how to give to people. I also need to learn how to talk to people. Okay? Some of the language of great attitude people is no problem. Another one is, maybe write these down. I'd be happy to do that for you. No problem at all. Another one is, can I also get you more than that in addition to? You want that? Can I also get you this as well? Another great line is wonderful. Here's short one-liners. Great, wonderful, super, excellent. These are positive, attitudinal words that shift the buyer's attitude and your attitude. Another one is, hey, you know what? I'm glad you asked that question. It's a great question. All right? It's done. How about that for a response? Hey, it's done. I'll assure you it's handled. You won't have to ask me a second time. Done. Okay? And how about this? I'm confident that we can do that for you. Not a problem. How about this? Empathetically, I understand. I feel exactly the same way. And how about this one? Let me handle it for you. Trust it'll get done. All these need to be genuine. No problem. I'd be happy to. Can I also get you this and this and this? Wonderful. I'm glad you asked that. Wonderful question. Great question. Look, it's done. I assure you it's handled. Okay? I'm confident we can do that for you. And hey, I understand. I felt exactly the same way. These are all things that express a great attitude. So, what are you going to do to take action? Because that's one of the things of a great attitude person. They take action. What are you going to do when this video is over? Okay? In summary, I want to say a couple of things that we've talked about today. Number one, your attitude is a decision. How you respond to the rest of the day is up to you. It's not up to what happened last night. It's not what happened. It's not up to what happened this morning on your drive to the dealership. It's your decision to go into the present right now and make decisions about the next few moments. Number two, your attitude is the most valuable or most costly asset you'll ever have. What do you do to protect it? If I told you your attitude was worth $1 million, if I told you had $1 million, would you protect your $1 million? Certainly you would. What do you do to protect your attitude? Okay? So number one, decide what your attitude is going to be like. Number two, protect it. Okay? Number three, remember that your attitude shows up in your action, your body, okay? Shows up in your verbal, your thoughts, shows up in what you read. It shows in who you surround yourself with. Maybe take a look today. What do you read that's positive? Or is it negative, you know? I'm telling you, the newspapers are not a real good conduit for positive attitude, okay? Some of the talk shows that you listen to aren't a real good attitude for positive. I'll tell you what it is. It's a big, it's a place where people can get real scared all the time. Oh, there's not enough. Something terrible is going to happen. I need to control my attitude. Remember this. You create your reality. Whatever you see out there is true for you. And it starts right here. What goes on here becomes this. Know your shadow. Know the little voices that you live with every day, the little committee, the nagging little negative voices that tell you can't, you won't, they won't go that much money, they're not going to buy anyway. Learn them. Know them. Embrace the shadow side that says whatever they say to you to keep you from moving forward. And most important, and again, I want to reiterate, protect your attitude. Get the right friends, okay? Starts one friend at a time. Start reaching out to people. Guarantee you, part of you is going to feel good. Start taking action, okay? Start changing what you say to yourself. Go get your first book on affirmations. Affirmations are a powerful way to control your attitude, to control what you say to yourself. Start becoming aware of what you say to other people, your language, your verbal output, okay? Start controlling how much of the other garbage you listen to in the dealership. And start controlling this right here, this powerful technique, this tool, this thing called the smile. It is a powerful, powerful way to influence people positively. Shift your attitude. You have the ability to do that, okay? This was a great session. Don't underestimate what you learned here. This is the 21st century. We're selling a different way in this century. The smile and your attitude are still critical to the selling process. So shift your attitude and take control.